We begin this episode seeing Sir Duncan the Tall bury the knight, Sir Arland, he squired for throughout his youth during a rainstorm. He wakes up the next morning and decides to become a legitimate knight by entering a tournament. The Game of Thrones theme starts as he looks off into the distance, but we immediately cut to him taking a dump behind a tree due to his nervousness. I laughed so hard and loved the scene because it showed the audience this would be a totally different show from the other Game of Thrones series. Next, we see him traveling throughout the land with his horse, and he eventually stops at a tavern where he encounters Egg for the first time. He instructs him to take care of his horses as he enters the establishment. He's greeted by the owner and she serves him a drink. He notices a drunken man who looks at him, points his knife at him, and tells him, "I've dreamt about you. Don't you fucking come near me." The drunken man stumbles up the stairs and disappears, leaving Sir Duncan looking confused. The owner tells him to never mind him and she'll prepare his dinner. She seems a little protective of this man's dignity, and Sir Duncan referred to him as my lord. I wonder if this is the drunken Targaryen Darren. Duncan goes to the stables to find Egg on one of his horses and playing in his armor. He gently scolds the young Egg for playing with his equipment, and Egg quickly apologizes. He asks Duncan if he plans to enter a tournament, and if so, he'll need a squire. He begs Duncan to take him with him, but he refuses. He leaves and tosses young Egg a coin. The actor portraying young Egg is so adorable. How can Duncan refuse his request? Next, we see Sir Duncan travel to Ashford Town and try to enter the tourney by speaking with the Master of Tourney. The gentleman gives Duncan a hard time with his legitimacy as a knight, but agrees to allow him to participate if he can find a lord or knight his former sire served to legitimize his knighthood. He asks if Sir Manfred Dondarrion is present and attempts to search for him. After the gentleman confirms his attendance, he comes across two ladies who inform him that Sir Manfred has left but will return later. He takes this time to find a quiet area to bathe and wash his clothes. I noticed Sir Duncan loves to chill under a tree. Later that evening, he returns to the two ladies' tent, and apparently Sir Manfred is nowhere to be found. Both ladies encourage him to choose a different profession. He expresses to them that he's only asked for their help, so why must they mock him? The two ladies apologize as he leaves their tent. He stumbles upon another tent where a party seems to be going on. He begins to indulge in the supper that was being served, and a gentleman brings to his attention that Lionel Baratheon was present. Lionel requests for Duncan to come to his table and question his presence at his event. Lord Baratheon asks our protagonist, "What have you brought for me?" Confused, Duncan tells him he doesn't understand and reveals he entered the tent for supper. Lionel is amused by this response and asks him to dance. We cut to a scene of them having a jolly good time dancing and quickly cut to them having a deep conversation at the end of the night. Duncan asks Lord Baratheon for advice in regards to him being legitimized as a knight. Lionel Baratheon simply tells him he's too drunk to give him sound advice and walks off. Duncan notices Sir Manfred is finally present and approaches him as he drunkenly walks off with two ladies of the night. He stated his case and asks that he legitimize him as a knight due to his former sire serving his house. Sir Manfred tells Duncan the Tall he doesn't remember him and plenty of other men have provided more for his house. Ouch, this guy's an asshole, but cruel men tend to thrive in the Game of Thrones world. Looking crushed, he walks back to his secluded area in the forest and finds Little Egg cooking fish by the campfire. He asks him what he's doing there, and Little Egg gets right to proving his case and lets Sir Duncan know everything he's done to prepare for his night slumber. After a brief discussion, he agrees to let Egg squire for him during the tourney. He lets him know he will feed him and clothe him the best way he can, and he will never hit him. Aw, Duncan appears to truly be a kind-hearted person. As they begin to drift off to sleep, Egg notices a shooting star. Duncan instructs him to go to sleep, but asks, "Does that mean we both will have good luck?" Little Egg smiles and closes his eyes. The episode fades to black. I really enjoyed this premiere episode of the series. I like that the tone was established right at the beginning of the show so viewers' expectations can be adjusted to get through the rest of the story. I like how we're thrown back into the world, but are seeing it from a commoner's point of view, instead from the perspectives of the royals. I think this is a refreshing way to tell another story that takes place in this universe. I love that we met another ancient Baratheon in this episode. I don't know much about the character Lionel, but he seems like a cool guy. I'm looking forward to meeting the dragonless Targaryens that are in power at this time. The child actor that's portraying Egg is adorable and is doing a great job acting alongside Peter Claffey, who's playing Sir Duncan. I think this is a well-crafted premiere episode for the series that did a great job pulling fans back into the world of Westeros. I'm going to rate it a solid B+. If you like this review, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.